What if I told you that the supplement sitting in your medicine cabinet, the one your doctor casually mentioned for heart health, is actually one of the most powerful longevity compounds on the planet? And what if the latest research from 2025 shows it can literally reverse cellular aging in ways that would make anti-aging researchers jealous? I'm talking about CoQ10. And before you think, oh, I already know about that one, hold on. Because what scientists discovered in the past 18 months will completely change how you think about energy, aging, and what's actually possible for your health span. Here's what caught my attention. A 2025 study found that people taking CoQ10 didn't just feel more energetic. Their cells were producing 30% cleaner energy while simultaneously reversing oxidative damage that typically accumulates with age. But that's just the beginning of what we now know. In the next few minutes, I'm going to share 3 discoveries about CoQ10 that will probably surprise you. The first one involves why your afternoon energy crashes might not be what you think they are. The second reveals a connection between CoQ10 and brain aging that researchers are calling remarkable. And the third, well, let me just say it involves a longevity mechanism that most people have never heard of, but it might be the most important one of all. But first, I need to destroy a myth that's probably costing you years of vitality. You know that moment around 2 p.m. when your energy just disappears? Most of us reach for coffee thinking caffeine is the solution. But here's what the latest research reveals: that energy crash isn't actually about needing stimulation. It's about cellular energy production breaking down. And caffeine? It's like putting a Band-Aid on a broken engine. Let me explain what I mean because this changes everything. Actually, before I get into the caffeine myth, there's something even more important I need to tell you about what happens in your cells when they start aging. Because once you understand this process, everything else about longevity starts to make sense. Your mitochondria, those tiny powerhouses in every cell, are essentially biological factories. But here's what most people don't realize. As these factories age, they don't just slow down. They start producing toxic waste. It's like having a car engine that not only loses horsepower but also starts leaking oil everywhere. This toxic waste is called reactive oxygen species, or ROS. And here's the kicker. The more ROS your cells produce, the faster you age. We're talking about everything from wrinkles and fatigue to serious age-related diseases. It's cellular rust, and it's happening in your body right now. But wait, I promised to tell you about that caffeine myth, and this connects directly to what I just explained. When you drink coffee for energy, you're essentially telling your tired mitochondria to work harder. But if they're already struggling and producing toxic waste, you're just accelerating the damage. It's like flooring the gas pedal on that leaky engine I mentioned. CoQ10 works completely differently. Instead of forcing tired mitochondria to work harder, it actually helps them work cleaner and more efficiently. A 2025 meta-analysis found that CoQ10 supplementation reduced those toxic ROS byproducts by up to 30%, while simultaneously increasing actual ATP production, your body's real energy currency. Think about that for a second. Less cellular damage and more energy. That's not masking fatigue, that's reversing the underlying cause. But here's where it gets really interesting, and this brings me to that first surprising discovery I mentioned. Recent exercise studies revealed something that shocked researchers. Athletes taking 300 milligrams of CoQ10 daily didn't just perform better. They recovered faster, had less muscle damage, and showed improved power output that lasted weeks after stopping supplementation. Their mitochondria had literally been upgraded. Now, you might be thinking, that's great for athletes, but what about regular people? Well, that brings me to discovery number 2, and this one involves your brain in ways you probably never expected. Hold on though. Before I reveal what CoQ10 does to brain aging, I need to share something that might make you rethink everything you know about memory and cognitive decline. Most people assume that forgetting names or feeling mentally foggy is just part of getting older. But what if I told you that brain aging isn't inevitable? What if it's actually a symptom of energy starvation at the cellular level? Your brain uses about 20% of your body's total energy, despite being only 2% of your body weight. It's incredibly energy hungry, And when mitochondrial function declines, your brain is one of the first places you notice it. Here's the remarkable part. A 2025 review of 14 studies found that 12 of them showed significant cognitive improvements with CoQ10 supplementation. We're talking about better working memory, reduced mental fatigue, and improved processing speed. In some cases, people in their 60s and 70s were performing cognitive tasks at levels comparable to people decades younger. But the most exciting discovery involved something called neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to form new connections and essentially rewire itself. CoQ10 appears to enhance this process by providing the clean energy that brain cells need for repair and growth. One study had participants take 300 milligrams daily for 12 weeks. Not only did their cognitive performance improve, but brain imaging showed increased activity in areas associated with learning and memory. Their brains were literally becoming more youthful. Now, that brings me to discovery number 3, and this is the one that has longevity researchers really excited. But first, let me ask you something. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to age gracefully while others don't? Why some 70-year-olds have the energy of 50-year-olds, while some 50-year-olds feel ancient? The answer lies in something called mitochondrial biogenesis, your body's ability to create new, healthy mitochondria. And this is where CoQ10's most powerful longevity effect comes into play. As we age, we don't just lose mitochondrial function, we actually lose mitochondria. The total number in our cells decreases. It's like having fewer and fewer power plants to meet your energy demands. But here's what's incredible. CoQ10 appears to signal your cells to build new mitochondria. Recent research found that CoQ10 supplementation increased mitochondrial density in muscle tissue by up to 15% in just 12 weeks. People weren't just improving the mitochondria they had, they were literally growing new ones. This explains why the benefits of CoQ10 seem to compound over time. You're not just supporting existing cellular machinery, you're building new machinery. And here's something that will probably surprise you about dosing and timing. Most people think more is always better with supplements, but CoQ10 research suggests something different. Studies show that doses between 100 and 300 milligrams daily are often more effective than higher doses. Your body seems to have a sweet spot for utilization. But timing matters too. Because CoQ10 is fat-soluble, taking it with a meal containing healthy fats significantly improves absorption. Some people see better results splitting their dose, half in the morning, half in the evening. Here's what I find most practical about this research. You can actually measure your progress. Blood tests can show your CoQ10 levels, with optimal levels being above 2.5 micrograms per milliliter. Many people are surprised to discover they're deficient, especially if they're taking statins or dealing with chronic stress. But before you rush out to buy CoQ10, there's one more thing you need to know about forms and quality. Not all CoQ10 supplements are created equal. There are two main forms, ubiquinone and ubiquinol. For years, marketers claimed ubiquinol was superior, but 2025 research suggests that individual absorption varies more than form. Some people absorb ubiquinone better, others ubiquinol. The real key is bioavailability. Liposomal forms, which wrap the CoQ10 in tiny fat bubbles, often show better absorption regardless of which form you choose. Here's my practical recommendation. Start with 100 to 200 milligrams daily with a fat-containing meal. Track your energy levels, sleep quality, and mental clarity for 8 to 12 weeks. Many people notice improvements within the first month, but the full mitochondrial benefits often take longer to manifest. For heart and brain health specifically, consider CoQ10 as part of a comprehensive approach. It works synergistically with exercise, stress management, and other longevity practices. It's not a magic bullet, but it's a powerful tool that addresses aging at the cellular level. What excites me most about this research is that we're moving beyond treating symptoms to actually supporting the fundamental processes that keep us healthy and energetic as we age. CoQ10 isn't just helping individual organs. It's upgrading your entire cellular energy system while protecting against the oxidative damage that drives aging. This is longevity science at its most practical. We're not talking about experimental treatments or complicated protocols. We're talking about supporting a process that's already happening in your body, just giving it the tools it needs to work optimally. Thank you for spending your time here. I'm grateful you're on this journey with me. Wishing you practical progress and good health. If you found this helpful, I've got more eye-opening research on longevity compounds that most people have never heard of. Click the video that just appeared on your screen to discover the next piece of the healthy aging puzzle.